Hi there, how is it going? My name is Alvaro Yala. I'm delighted to be here because today I'm going to talk about my book, Raising Fluent Speaker, how parents can help their kids master a new language. That is my book. And if you had was one of my videos, that's I was a parent's family worry about the education of my daughter, and that was the reason why I wanted to start to write this book. And for me, this book is going to be really useful for you. So if you want to learn more about it, if you want to learn about the same strategy that I use in order that my daughter finally become a fluent person in English, let me tell you this video for you. Keep watching this video because it's going to serve you in order as you as a parent are able to guide to your child in order that they become in a fluent person in the language, in that second language. So today I want to tell you about the introduction of my book. Okay, so I'm going to read it. Learning a new language should be an incredible rewarding experience for both children and adults alike. And there are many compelling reasons why it's important to do so. In my case, I went through my own struggle with language learnings. When I was a child in 1990, the internet was just beginning to emerge, and the only way to learn a new language was to attend a language school. So I was eager to communicate with people from around the world, and I begged my parents to pay for my English course. At the time, I was confident that attending classes and completing a statement would be enough for me to become fluent. However, as I soon discovered, learning a new language was so much more difficult than I anticipated. It was the truth. To become fluent in a second language is not something easy. The truth is that it's hard. And then when I say it's hard, it's not impossible. It's just hard. It's about consistency. Consistency is about discipline. But the most important thing is in this introduction is understand that if you are not able to guide to your kids, in this journey, the most likely that is going to happen is that your kids are going to end frustrated, and if you pay for expensive course, you are going to lose that money. Okay, because we had the thoughts that we as parents is we pay for expensive course for our children, is they attended to the classes, they are going to be able to become fluent in that language, and that is wrong. That is not right, that it doesn't work of that way. Okay, so I experienced frustration, disappointment, and struggle throughout my English language journey. I spent 2 years trying to learn English, but it was impossible for me to use the language fluently. you know it was the truth. My parents paid for expensive schools to me, and then of 2 years I was not be able to communicate fluently way with other person. you know and it makes me feel frustrated because that situation when you spend a lot of time trying to do something and you don't see result, you start to feel frustration. Okay, so it wasn't until 20 years later that I understood the reason why I failed. Do you know why some people who are studying English for a long periods of time are not able to speak it? So today I had the answer. I had the answer, and this was I'm going to share that answer to you. I started by sharing what I knew with my daughter, and it's been one of the most amazing experiences of my life. This project has given me much exciting happiness and pride, and it has led me to discover my purpose, and that is why I decided writing this book. I knew that if this strategy worked for my daughter, it will work for anyone who really wants to reach his fluent. You know, because I didn't want that my daughter. went through the same frustration that I went through. It was the reason why I want to create a plan in order that my daughter learn English, but this time also appropriate way, you know. It was the main thing why I decided to create this plan, you know. And then when I did it, I discovered is my daughter was able to learn English the proper way. You know, I said, okay, is my daughter did it? I'm sure that anyone could to do the same thing, you know. Learning a new language should be a fun and rewarding experience for children, and parents can play a crucial role in helping their kids become fluent in another language. By providing a supportive and immersive environment at home, parents can help their children master a new language and gain valuable skills that will benefit them in many aspects of their lives. In this book, we will explore something as strategies provide that parents should use to support their children's language learning journey and help them become confident and proficient in a new language. You know, that is really important, you know, is you understand that your role as parent is guide your kids in order to do what they need to do, you know. Your role as a parent when it's gone about language is guide to your kids in order that they do what they need to do. You know, the most of the parents uh, are wrong because they believe that what they need to do is to pay for expensive schools, and they say, okay, if I pay for that expensive school, that is my role, that is what I need to do. But that is not about, you know, if you're thinking that way, you are going to lose money and your kids are going to end up frustrated because, you know, that it doesn't work that way. This book provides a wide point of view of a parent who was concerned about their child education and who designed a plan for his daughter to become proficient in English in languages. However, the strategy outlined in this book can be applied to the learning any language. Okay, so finally, if you had a strong desire to see your child become proficient in a second language, not just the best in the classes, but able to hold a real conversation, then this book is for you. My value proposition is that if you read these books and apply this instruction properly, you will be able to provide your child with one of the best gifts you could ever give them. Mastering a second language has given them the real choice to excel in any field of development and fill their mind with the necessary confidence to do whatever they need to do. You know, that is the truth is you are a parent guide to the proper way to your child in order to become fluent. I believe that your child are going to be able to gain confidence in themselves, you know. When your kids finally become a fluent person, and I said that because I had this experience with my daughter, you know, your child is are going to gain the confidence that they need in whatever that they need to do in the future. When they acquire the language, they are going to feel happy and they're going to be fulfilling because they did it. So that is something that, you know, the truth is that when you see your child uh, speaking in the target language, you are going to feel really proud of yourself. But let me tell you that the importance of your roles is to guide them as appropriate way, you know. You and I both know that our children will not have a real advantage in their lives or future jobs if they are not proficient in a second language, especially in countries like Colombia, Venezuela, Chile, Brazil, Argentina, and African countries. In these countries, there are huge differences between the rich and poor, and knowledge is the best weapon to fight inequality. Take these books as a guide to support your child in becoming fluent in English. In languages, I hope you read these books before paying for expensive English course. It will show you the best investment you can make to reach fluency in your kids is by reading this book. Okay, that is the end of the introduction of my book. But the main idea about this book is that, I want, I, as a parent of family, you know, who sometimes I was worried about the education of my kids, in this video, I want to tell you that is you want that your kids really become in a fluent person in a second language. Let me tell you, what you need to do is write this book and try to apply the same strategy that I use in order that my daughter become a fluent person. So finally, I'm going to ask you a favor. If you like this video, please ask you I'm going to ask you please share this video with your relative ones. Maybe you had a friend, you know, who right now is struggling because he or she doesn't know what to do with, with the English learning journey of her kids or his kids. So I ask you, please share this information with that with that partner, with that friend, because I believe if you help me to reach more people, I'm going to be really happy to share this information with every single parent of family who are worried about the real education of their kids. So finally, I say thank you to see this video and I hope to see you later in a new video.